and you will also see some other things in there, like my reimbursements and things of that sort.
Mr. Garcia,
Yes.
before we move on, I had a question of.
Yes, sir.
I understand that the state is coming in and doing this audit for us, but, do we assess ourselves, as far as, the indicators that they're, hitting us on? Are we doing our own, assessment?
Yes, that's how we keep our track ourselves, but again, the information and the verification of all the information that is submitted is through several sources, one of them being our PIMS data, the other one being our audit reports that are done at the end of each fiscal year and submitted to TA. But in addition to that, we do keep an eye on these indicators. That's why I say that based on our preliminary review, we feel that by next year, we should be back on superior rating.
And another question, sir,
Yes, sir.
what does it, how does it affect our district as far as the ratings? What we score, can you explain that?
Okay, so let me see if I understand your question correctly. If for whatever reason you get an unfavorable rating in your first, in other words, unacceptable, then it really doesn't matter what you are getting on your instructional side. You could get exemplary, but the district would still be unacceptable because of the financial component of it. So it goes hand in hand. This is like the star rating for the financial part. It's just as important as the instructional and academic side. So if you do not perform well here, then it will affect your overall instructional rating. But right now, we're above standard of achievement, which is good.
So basically, they're weighted together, our financial and academics.
That is correct. If both of them are weighted together, each one it stands alone. But if one goes unacceptable, it will affect the other one. Well, if your instructional scores are unacceptable, it won't affect your first financial rating. But but the other way it does. If you go first, it does affect your instructional side.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes, that's my contract. The next one is part of the disclosures. We're required to put all the board members and their travel. So if you want a copy, there it is. And this is also on our website. So it starts, if you know it as well, Mr. Alfaro, for example, Mr. Alfaro is no longer a board member. Why is he still there? Why is Ismael Garcia here? And no expenses, because remember, this is a snapshot and we're supposed to report the information for the 12-13 school year. I came on board July 1, I hadn't done any travel, therefore I do not have any expense. See, here's Ms. McMahon, this was still under her administration, so that's why there's no money in there. It's not that I wasn't trying to report anything, it's that I hadn't gotten anything at that point. And
I'd
yes.
like to make a statement here because I know at our previous meeting we had, and I think this is the public record. Contrary to popular belief, we were not elected to look pretty and sit up here and take up space and just go through motions. And that's why when I am invited to a conference, I feel that it's important to go. I have to make tough decisions that affect the whole of our school. And I cannot make an informed decision if I'm not educated. Because I think when you are uneducated and not willing to learn, then you make uninformed decisions. So I think it's important to attend these meetings. And it's not only meetings to travel because it's not a vacation. I thank God that I have a very good job where I get to vacation with my family every summer and throughout the year. It's hard work to go to these conferences. You wake up early, you are up, you digress the data, you talk amongst it. And there is different conferences that you could attend online, which if you also do your homework, cost money, and I believe myself and several of my board members have gone to these classes, and it's not the same thing because you don't have the networking, you don't have the time afterwards to speak with the lawyers and consult with them, or talk to the other people to see how it worked and didn't work at their district. And I think it's important. It's not a vacation. I wish it was a paid vacation. This is hard work so that we could sit up here and not just make motions, but actually ask tough decisions. Question why we're doing it. Question how we could help our people. It's not just like, oh yes, she's going on vacation, she's spending a lot of money. No, this is hard work, and to make informed decisions, you need to attend this. when our principals ask to go to professional development, I think it's important to support that too, because they go, they learn, they network, and it's not the same thing as just going to your different parts of this, to another city to ask for information. You network with different people, and you build to improve our school. And I think thanks to this, we've seen a great improvement in our schools. And I bring my folder, and I bring my information to Mr. Garcia, and I say, hey sir, right here it says we could do this. Because when I first got elected, that's what they wanted me to do, to sit here and look pretty. And that's not what I was elected for. They gave me information, and if I wouldn't have gone to that very first conference, which I cost the district, how much did it cost the district? $388, I wouldn't have known what my right was and what my job was. Because I don't know all the answers. And I need to be educated. So with that being said, thank you for your time.
Okay, then the next, there's three more and we'll be done. The next one is reportable superintendent compensation. In other words, do I guess contract myself, or did I do anything for any other school district that I received payment? And again, I didn't and I don't, but if I did, then I would have to report it here. Next one is reportable gifts, and this is not only for superintendent, but for board members. Did the superintendent or any board member receive a gift of $250 or more? Remember, this is an actual gift of $250 or more, and there were no amounts reported. And then,
How would they go about reporting that, sir?
whenever you get something, let's say that you were getting a Rolex watch, which I've heard of school districts where board members got Rolex watches, you would have, first of all, it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be prudent or it wouldn't be good to do it. But if you did, as long as you would come in and you would say, I did receive a Rolex watch valued at $5,000.
So this is on the honor system. Like I come and say, I received this, received that.
That's correct. Right.
That's what I want to know.
Right, and that's a $250,000. Just because I use that as an example, doesn't use it. So obviously, as you said, I'm saying this.
I'll come and inform you.
Yes, don't do it. But if you do it, let me know and we'll report it. And then the final thing here is disclosure E, which is business transactions with the district. Did any of this is for board members, did any board member have like a company or vested interest on a company that you did business with the school district? And if so, you would need to disclose it. Some of the famous ones are, okay, let's say you own a security company and you provided security cameras for the school district, you would have to disclose that there was that. And that's just so that everybody can be, transparent and upfront and nothing hidden. So with that, that is the end of the presentation.
Sir, can you explain page 21 or did you explain?
I can, page 21. Page 21, those were kind of like the highlights explaining why certain indicators got lower. For example, the district total combined net position, which this one already covered, was $2.7 million in August 31st, 2013, which reflects a decrease of 37% between fiscal years 8/31/12 and 8/31/13. During the year, the district general fund expenses were $20 million. That's important here. During this year, the district actual expenses were $20,809,042, and we brought in $19,946,000 in revenue. So the difference between this and this was what we brought down from fund balance, which was like what, 800,000, about 800,000. This is an increase. This was an increase from the previous year, which was 75% more from the last year. In other words, the previous year we had brought down 494. This was more, almost $1 million, and that's why we received 0 points on that part. The general fund budgetary highlights are in the 12-13 fiscal year budget, continued funding increases in maintenance and building costs, as well as continued improvement in instructional technology to support investments in curriculum. The total fund balance of the Rio Hondo General Fund is $1.4 million, of which 50,000, this just highlights 50,216 was designated for investments in inventory, 69,000 was reserved for property casualty insurance, and 279,998 designated for food service. So even though there were $1.4 million in the bank, the actual unreserved money was $1,035,480, which is this one here. And this one really was about $800 because we had held off on paying about $250,000 worth of encumbrances.
Sir, what additional resources and improvements were made? Is this like part of the, of the improvement plan, or what is this, the first line of the paragraph?
That's, what they were saying was that what that is saying is that we took some monies and we fixed either air conditioners, or we haven't fixed roofs, but we fixed like air conditioners, and we invested a little bit of money into some type of instructional software, and we've gone down that road, whether it was successful or not, but that's what it's saying, that we actually spent some money on those kinds of things, technology and some building maintenance.
Sir, and how does that affect our first, like you said, that it was at an additional so much money, how does it affect it after the report, the closing date?
No, this is not actual, what this is saying is that during the 12-13 school year, which is the time of the report, some of the money that was used, I guess, that was brought down from fund balance was in fact to buy some HVAC things and to use technology, software. I believe that's what it was that was purchased to support the advancement in curriculum resources. But they're saying, we're saying that all this happened during the 12-13 school year. Exactly which items were purchased, I would have to go back and research. This was not during the time that I received. And then finally, Kevin Lash says, the district finalized the addition of new commercial, see, here it is. The district finalized the addition of new commercial air conditioning units at our elementary and intermediate campus. There were no plans for construction for the 13-14 school year, so we didn't have any plans for construction, and we still don't. So those are just highlights that we felt should be included in the report.
No pressure, see how you do next year.
We'll do best, better next year.